You and I both had the same thing yesterday. This was announced yesterday. Caitlin Clark of Iowa announced that she is going pro. She sent a big thank you to Iowa fans.
I thought this was her senior year.
No, she has. Well, she has a.
Well, she has the COVID year she can take.
Oh, okay.
So she could have stayed.
She has
Iowa.
been there 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because there was some thought she was breaking all these records, but she got a 5th year. She's broken all these records in 4 years.
Okay.
So she's going to go pro. The Indiana Fever of the #1 pick. It couldn't be a bigger match made in heaven situation. State of Indiana.
Oh, great.
White people and Caitlin Clark.
And basketball
and
Hoosiers.
Basketball
We
Jesus.
love Hoosiers.
Well, it's going to be basketball Jesus and Caitlin now. Well, Halliburton's kind of in that too. But
I like Halliburton.
Caitlin Clark, it's perfect for that league, this moment, that city, all of it, right? She announces she's leaving. I have no reference point for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even criticizing.
No.
I was just a little surprised that she made the announcement. The season's not over, and I know their season starts very quickly after it's the summer league. But I was a little surprised she made the announcement given the season's not done.
Yeah, I was a little surprised too, but to Swag's point that he just brought up there, now that these records are broken without the COVID year, maybe that's what it is. She's on the precipice of passing Pete, right? She's got 12 points to pass Pete.
Something like that
in the next game.
Yeah.
And if maybe this is just her PR move to get in front of it to make sure she is celebrated and given the decor that she deserves and not using that 5th year to break records.
So I was
just a thought.
I was gonna buy the final game of the Portland tournament. Went over it this weekend actually, and my problem with not purchasing is I don't know who's gonna play what game. There's 2 sessions for that last one.
Yeah.
I could buy 2 and just catch both games, or save a lot of money because it's not cheap.
It's not going to be cheap.
And my problem of not buying was I kind of want to see Clark. I want to see Caitlin. I don't know if she'll even be in Portland. But I didn't buy it, and now I'm regretting it because I'd imagine those prices are going to keep rising.
Oh, once they say where everybody's going,
it's going to be insane.
It's going to be insane.
And you made a good point too of like her last game of the season, whenever that is at Iowa, that's maybe going to be the most expensive ticket to date
in women's college history, if not men's college history.
Maybe
of
not
regular season.
Yeah, of basketball because the Super Bowl was stupid expensive in Vegas this year.
No. I mean, I'm talking like the most expensive college basketball, men's or women's, home game ticket ever.
Oh, you think that was more than Coach K's last game against North Carolina?
I think there's a chance.
I'll go look up what that price was. I think there's a shot. She is transcendent enough, and
yeah.
Plus, is Iowa's stadium bigger than Cameron Indoor?
Cameron's small.
Cameron's small.
Cameron's
really small.
like might be just under 10,000. I think Hawkeye Arena is a little bit bigger.
Here we go. At Stub,
one's called an arena.
So the most expensive ticket of that last Coach K game was $21K. According to StubHub, let's see.
Cameron Indoor, $9,300.
They range from $3,100 to $17,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that was at Vivid Seats. So maybe it won't top that. But this is going to be one of the bigger tickets. You're seeing the lines out of the arena for this. She's also close to breaking the all-time NCAA scoring record, not just women, men. She's going to pass Pete Maravich. She's going to break this record. And I don't know why. I mean, I should know why. It's
15.5 in Iowa.
Oh, the attendance?
Carver Hawkeye Arena.
I thought Golliver wrote a really good piece at the Post on her and how she's always admired Pete Maravich, and she used to watch his YouTube highlights because she's not old enough to have watched him.
I'm not old enough to have watched
I would
him.
recommend anybody go watch
the Pistol.
He was so fluid. It was.
She plays a lot like it too. She plays
very
that exact
different
style.
kind of player at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing on it. I think it's awesome. I just think it's good for sports to have these moments, regardless of anything. And instantly, the moment we find out she's 13 points away from breaking pistols, everybody jumps on the, well, he didn't have the 3-point line. He played in 3 years. She gets to play. And it's just like, why do we do that?
I don't know.
Why do we do that?
Well, first off.
Why can't it just be, hey, this is a cool moment that's happening?
Well, first off, there's the contingent of people that are not going to give her credit simply because her. Let's not forget that. There is a large group of people that are not going to give Caitlin Clark any sort of credit because she's a woman.
Certainly.
Let's not beat around the bush here.
Yes.
That's a reality.
True, but I don't think those people are going to be very vocal at this day and time.
Let's hope not. But that could be deep-ended for some other reason of, well, she got 4 instead of 3, and he didn't have a 3-point line, blah, blah, blah.
I think those people morph into that. That's kind of where I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't get why this needs to be a massive deal as a negative for people where they like to have to highlight why she can pass him.
Well, I look at it as the other way. It's an opportunity for people who did not grow up with Pete Maravich to go and research and watch the YouTube clips and learn about him and flip it around that way because he was so special and you wished his professional career had been longer in the NBA than it was.
Yeah, I mean, I do that with Dr. J. Like, Dr. J is one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Okay, we always say like Michael kind of changed.
You okay over there? I mean,
I love.
We always kind of talk about how Michael changed.
That Sixers title team. Was
I could
awesome.
hear your
that
zipper.
was a dirtgasm right
I could hear your zipper coming down there.
We talk about how Michael changed the way people play the game, and everybody after him kind of started to play like him, Kobe, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm always like, oh, if you like the dunks, you got to go watch Dr. J because he could fly through the air, and nobody else was really doing it like that. Swag's right. This is that opportunity with Caitlin Clark to go look at how fluid of a player Pete Maravich is. Honestly, when I watch Caitlin Clark, she reminds me of Steph.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I see. I see Steph.
Yeah, I do
how
too.
How fluid the ball comes out.
How easy shooting is for her.
Yeah,
she recognizes situations.
They kind of both have unconventional looking shots because it comes out so fast that you can't really tell that, well, the form's actually there.
So I saw a really cool video yesterday because I'd read that Golliver column on the Post about Caitlin Clark breaking the record and having all this respect for Maravich, and then I got into a bit of a Maravich vortex.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an interview he did with Roy Firestone.
Oh, wow.
Throwback name.
He's still alive? Oh, no, this is a throwback. I was like
Firestone.
Wait, did Roy die? Did
no
you just
way.
kill Roy Firestone?
No way.
I think he's still alive. I just don't think he does a show.
Oh, no.
Did you just kill him?
No.
He is alive.
Do you need a choosaholic attorney?
He is alive. He is 70 years old.
No, but he was interviewing Maravich, and Maravich had a funny line. He's like,
I thought you said he was interviewing Caitlin Clark. I'm like, what?
Oh, no. So he's interviewing Maravich, and he was asked about him and Bird. And like, I love these basketball players that are always honest about stuff. And he's like, Larry's not the greatest at this, or this. He's just the greatest. And he's like, how do I compare him? I don't like comparisons in general. I think they're not good. Everybody plays different. I think he's better than me. And you don't always get hoopers nowadays.
No.
Like, I don't want to get into this as like some big overarching thing, but like you see this a little bit with LeBron.
Yeah.
You still get these people that hold LeBron to this, you better win, or if not, we're going to criticize you, mantle. And when he wins, it's like, yeah, but he can win the title. It's like it's year 21.
He's about to score.
Well, but he's got to like control like who's on his team and picks his friends. And...
I just think what I think is funny personally is like you've already made your decisions on legacy stuff, and the guy's literally still playing. I think it's ridiculous. But anyways, and he goes into it, and he goes, the only other basketball player that isn't Larry's not better than is of course my son, and that was a funny line that he dropped. But I think this is just good in general. It's just a fun story to have that somebody would break this record. This is one of the more untouchable records. He broke that record. What year did he break that record or set the record?
Was it early 70s?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the point. It's 2024, and you have a player that's going to do it. And, I don't want to take his son's words out of context. Maybe there's more to it, but I did see a quote, and it was, well, my dad didn't have the 3-point line. He played 3 years. She played, and maybe his son was more complimentary of it. But
yeah, if it's when it's family and it's more personal, I'll give him a pass. I'm not gonna read too much into that because they're
quotes get
protective
taken out of context.
Their legacies for their family. That's
Rory did this with Taylor Gooch. Taylor Gooch was like, if Rory, the quote was, if Rory wins the Masters, an asterisk, and Rory was asked, and he goes, I thought a lot of that was unfair. I saw the interview. The guy interviewing him was kind of leading him into it. And, he had a little barb that he shot back at Taylor Gooch. It was a tiny one. But, like, I love that we don't always allow context, and the quote was just tweeted. So, like, who knows what else he said about Caitlin Clark. I think it's a good moment, man.
I think it's awesome.
It's going to be good for that pro league if you have daughters and you're starting to follow some of this stuff the way I am. It's more intrigue for a league that needs more eyeballs. And I saw some of the stuff of like, well, she did it in 4, not 3, and she had a line, and he did. And I was like, who cares?
And between people on the field and off the field, people like Caitlin Clark and even people like T Swizzle are getting people that wouldn't normally watch sports to watch sports.
She increased NFL viewership for female demographics.
And if you are a sports fan, Do you not want more of your friends, family, and just in general people watching sports? Whether they're women or men or who cares?
Me and my whole family last night sat down and watched the entire Oregon State women's game against Stanford, and they damn near won the game, but like my whole family, we don't do that often.
If my girls come to me and say, can we watch Caitlin Clark? I'll be like, we'll watch her whenever you want. You want to watch basketball? I love basketball.